yeah, I want to watch the big version of the trailer. They pretty much announced at the end of the event that FF7's coming out March 3rd, 2020, which is a huge ass big deal. That's a big fucking deal. And the fact that the game actually has a solid release date and is going to be the beginning of 2020, which is, I think, earlier than a lot of us were expecting. So that's kind of nuts. The audience I was in went absolutely fucking crazy when the release date was revealed for the game. So that was a pretty neat moment that happened there. And the trailer itself there was some shots in it that were really cool, but there was obviously, it was obviously cut up a lot. It was obviously like some spots were removed to make for a longer presentation demonstration, which is what's going to be tomorrow. There's obviously some stuff that's missing, and there's some stuff that's cut off at a very specific moment that is curious and telling. And I really want to check this out, because the one time I saw it was actually at the theater with everyone around. There's some really damn cool stuff. But it's the same trailer they released online, so nothing was, from what I understand, nothing was different. And it cuts off at the very specific moment where it's like, whoa, crazy different things are happening. So the event was really cool. There's been key art for Sephiroth released, but it's like low resolution, which is weird. I don't know if it was actually released. And there was a bunch of other shit. Like, it was fucking neat. The only thing that was unfortunate, they didn't have anything specific to the event. So no like merchandise or cool FF7 playbooks or anything like that. It was just like the event, and they had some plushies and shit. It would have been nice to have something to actually like remember the event by. But I understand. So let's check out this this trailer. I need to check out the Sephiroth high resolution artwork really bad if we get a chance. And yeah, let's watch this, because I have not seen this a higher res than what was at the theater. God damn, that shot is amazing. Heidegger lost a whole bunch of weight. The one thing I did notice, frame rate, way better. So some interesting contact points here. Some new gameplay stuff is popping up. Music's not amazing. It's like okay.
This couldn't have been us.
But what if it was?
What's done is done.
It ain't pretty, but we can't stop now. This was just the first reactor.
Here's the weird shit.
Help me!
Creepy ghosts? What? The creepy ghosts? Okay, we gotta watch it again. And take it a little bit slowly. And yes, confirmed, March 3rd, 2020, the game is actually going to exist, which is crazy. Maybe. I mean, that can change. That can change. So this moment is easily the weirdest, because this does not happen in the, it doesn't happen in the original. Cloud does get flashbacks to weird shit throughout the game, but it's presented much differently. It's presented as in like, he's got a subconscious that's like talking to him and shit like that. There's some straight Harry Potter stuff, yeah, like, so there's, this could be like one of several things. It could be like Sephiroth going after Aerith and he's taking like a different form. It could be the different like Genova test subjects in some way. Like, it could be so much shit. The ghost is Zack getting jealous. The ghost is Tifa. We don't know, okay? We don't actually, we don't know. So it could be many things, but this is definitely the most outlying, weirdest part, because this is easily the most differential from the original Final Fantasy VII. So Aerith is obviously seeing something that Cloud isn't, and then Cloud has a moment. Whoa, so there you go. She grabs his arm, and it looks like this is either lit up. No, that's a reflection. I thought it lit up or something. So she grabs his arm, and when she grabs his arm, his ass sees some weird shit. So he sees it after he comes into contact with her, which is interesting. So it's like, is this the stuff that Aerith like sees and talks about? Like, it's like the remnants of the Cetra that sort of talk to her. And that would make a lot more sense thematically if it is the Cetra that sort of communicate to her throughout the game. It's a random battle. Yeah, it could be. It could be a random battle. But that would make sense because the Cetra are always, like, the knowledge of the ancients is always this weird abstract thing that is just described and is not really, like, it's never conceptualized in the original FF7. You just hear of this knowledge of the ancients and the Cetra, and they sort of communicate to Aerith, but I don't know, like, it could be that, because Aerith is connected to the Earth way more than anyone else in the game, like, literally, because she's a different species, like, she's a different literal race of, like, humans, that communicates with the planet on a different level, so, I don't know, like, that could be something that's happening, in relation to this, but the interesting thing is that she touches the Cluth, and he sees it too. So that's all we can really make out of it. Like, the thing is that it reaffirms that they are changing stuff. They are adjusting story elements on the fly, probably because once you have Final Fantasy VII and its scope and like what happens before, what happens after, and the story that needs to be told, you kind of have different opportunities to present plot points in different ways, right? I would not be super happy if they like injected Sephiroth like this early. I wouldn't be down with that, man. I don't think that would be a good idea. And I think Sephiroth is saved a bit better for later. He is a part of the key art, so it makes me think he's going to be involved a bit earlier than usual. Those ghosts appear in the Sephiroth picture. Really? I need to check this out. Hold on a second. For anyone that was curious, the high-resolution key art reveals this. These things are directly related to Sephiroth. So while you might not see Sephiroth, like, right off the bat, he's connected to these, like, Wraith things now. And I'm assuming these Wraith things are most likely going to be related to the reunion. Like, that's pretty much what it boils down to. Visually, they're kind of similar to the reunion guys, like, the Genova bullshit that's infecting the live stream. Like, it could be that. It could be, like, the guys in hooded cloaks in some way. Like, it could be a little bit of everything, but what appears to be happening, based on that, and based on what's happening in the trailer now, there's like 4 or 5 of these things that surround them, like at this given time, and so my based on the fact that we have a connection between Sephiroth and these weird ass ring wraith things, I really feel that it's like Sephiroth knows that Aerith is like the last thing that could maybe stop her or stop him, and somehow she's like being haunted by this shit. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're trying to inject Sephiroth in some different ways than he was like originally. So that could be what's happening here, which would make a bit of sense. Because she's all like, Cloud has already accepted the flower from the previous trailer. The dude has it in his hand right here. So this is a direct continuation of the moment that is happening from before. So same cutscene, same scene. Cloud looks fucking cool, by the way. You get to see more character emotions and stuff like that. And if this is fucking in-game graphics, man, we have come a long way. Like, holy shit. We have come a long way. And that's what I would say about the whole trailer in general. Like, my god, dude, this shot emulating that first shot that Cloud has where he looks up at the reactor and you're about to run in and it's got that swooping in shot that comes in after. Like, holy shit, dude. That is the best comparison of this remake to the original FF7 more than, like, anything. That first swooping shot after Barrett runs in and Cloud just looks up at the reactor and they run in after it. Like, good god damn. That is, he's got a piece of materia in the sword. He's probably got Bolt, because everyone's got Bolt. Only 2 slots, though. We'll see how that works. Maybe become multi-slotted in the future. But goddamn, I love this shot. Like talk about art design and everything. They're definitely going for the more Mako infused world. Like, they're supposed to feel a lot more industrial and less like warm, and I get that. Like, it makes more sense because the parts of Midgard that are supposed to feel more warm and less industrial is the lower plate, because, well, they're on the bottom of it and they're more homey. He's got 2 times cut. So at the top, it's going to be more greens, more blues, more very unearthy sort of like Well, the blues is very earthy, but greens are like glowing green is a very unearthly color, and I get what they're going for there. This guy isn't fat anymore. What happened? I am covering his face. People are pissed that Tifa might lose her tits. I'm pissed that this guy lost his gut. The hell happened? Freaking Heidegger got all thin. He just looks like a buff guy. What happened? Oh man, he's just husky now. He lost half of his character. Literally. Like, cut it, like literally lost it in half. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But, not the end of the world. You can see the president right over here. El Presidente is hanging out right off screen. And he smiles or some shit. So, here is some interesting shit. More enemies that appear at the beginning of the game. These weird, like, bubbly little flower dudes. I have no idea. But they're just like a weird looking enemy that just pops up at the beginning of the game. I mean, I don't know. And Palmer is gonna be like a giant 7-foot tall muscular man. Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, so he's in Punisher mode right now. ATB bar's full. That's actually HP right there. Mother Pfeiffer has 1,000 HP potentially in the first mission. Barrett once again doing like range stuff. The nice part is that Cloud is like jumping around. So, bit more. Ooh, and here's one of those ray guns that's at the beginning of the game. They're just like mounted weapons. They're sitting in what looks to be like sentry areas and stuff. That's kind of neat. Barrett's in like overcharge mode. So there's a proper dodge, right? An actual dodge, like maybe not a, so we're talking like actual combat. Not hold down circle to dodge. Like it says dodge, dodge, dodge right here at the start. Right, well, hold on. Barrett's gonna shoot the shit out of this guy. Yeah, this thing's charging up its laser up here. So it says dodge, dodge, dodge. I think that's on the enemy. Because these are those weird little blue dudes with the funky arms at the beginning of the game. And then he smacks them and he does like an uppercut of some kind. And Cloud actually does a proper roll. So that makes me think there's going to be a roll button. Like, or an evade button of some kind. Which is sick. That's more action gamey than... that's more akin to something of like Kingdom Hearts 2 in some way. Damn, big ass. These guys, the sweepers, I forget what the heck they're actually called, but they were pretty prominent in the previous trailer. I do like the hit effects, man. Like, you smack something, wow, like giant ass hit spark. Yes, please. And there's this thing too. And there's like some sort of notification. Maybe that's just the lock-on? Maybe that's just lock-on? I don't know. It could be doing something too. Did I play Kingdom Hearts 2? 15 years ago. It was okay. So here's the scene where Cloud jumps in on the truck and surprises everybody. Barrett's got a big-ass gun. Oh my god. Oh my god, damn. Fuck, this is like a cinematic of some kind. This poor guy. Whack. So that's just a giant, that is just a giant amount of movement for every single strike. And this is cross-slash, I believe. And that's, yeah, I was thinking that this was like an indicator of like doing more damage or something. It's not, it's just a lock-on. So that's good, there is a proper lock-on. These are the things you have to look out for, because this is a Square Enix game. You don't know if they're gonna do lock-ons or rolling, or you just don't know. Like, it could be several different things. We're gonna find out very soon. But the problem is that we don't exactly know. Lots of hit sparks. I like it. I like things to be big and audacious and crazy. And the crazy thing is that the Scorpion boss fight is now like multi-tiered. Like it takes place in like multiple areas, and it looks like, so here's probably an example of something that they're gonna change thematically of the game, or sequence of events. So it appears that you're fighting the Scorpion boss fight not right as the timer like counts down. Like for example, the timer starts counting down, I believe, after you fight the Scorpion. Instead of it blowing up at the very end and there's an explosion, now the explosion, now like the whole place is going up in fucking flames. as this boss fight's about to happen. Because look, this shit's on fire over here, and there's like smoldering embers and shit, and now all these things are venting fumes. It's like very Aliens-like, where they're fighting a battle and the entire place is blowing up around them. And that just adds more tension. That just makes the boss fight even more impactful. That looks fucking awesome. Holy shit. Then he has a strike after roll. This is why active combat will be fun. You can have no hit runs and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, obviously this place is like blowing the fuck up right as all this is happening. And that guy goes down. It's all a bit different. And here's a moment that I really enjoyed. Because this was only sort of subtly in the previous FF7, only in some ways, pretty much identifying the fact that you're sort of like eco-terrorists in this whole game.
Been us.
But what if it was?
What's done is done.
It ain't pretty, but we can't stop now.
The characters are sort of shocked the fact that
But what if it...
they might have actually have killed people blowing up these reactors, and the fact that they know that they have to go in doing it again because it's their only option. So there's probably going to be a bit more exploration of, because they actually might have the time. This is the kind of stuff that helps if the game is going to be multi-chaptered. You have the time to sort of flesh out that stuff, like flesh out the fact that, we might have this might be really bad what we're doing, and ultimately putting the bigger goal into perspective. Cloud, you might have a bad sunburn after this.
This couldn't have been us.
But what if it was?
What's done is done.
It ain't pretty, but we can't stop now.
The good thing is that Cloud is acting like the way Cloud does at the beginning of FF7. Like, he's cold and stoic. Until he runs into Aerith. And then when Aerith shows in, he's like sort of normal. When Aerith and Tifa show up, he becomes like, a normal sort of character.
This was just the first reactor.
And then this thing.
Help me!
And this all makes sense. Like, maybe he's connected to Sephiroth, so he's seeing Sephiroth's crazy ghosts. Like, there's a lot of things that could be happening here. This trailer is very short and doesn't show a lot. And really doesn't show a lot. So I am so goddamn looking forward to what's happening tomorrow that I cannot fucking wait, dude. Now that we have like confirmation and everything, now that we've actually seen like this shot alone is awesome. Like, the gameplay looks like we're getting a bit more of a bit of everything else. Yeah, it's not mostly in Midgar. It's all in Midgar. They're only showing Midgar stuff in here right now, which is the only things they've shown. There has been 4 trailers for this game, and it is all within those 4 trailers is all in Midgar. Even if you go back to the original trailers, things look a lot different, and it actually looks a lot better now, all things considered. But from that first trailer, that first like sort of trailer that came out a month ago now, you start to see like how things are going to be changing a bit, which is good. It's still my prediction. Like, you got to remember that thing that came out, that thing that was a few weeks back was actually a leak. Like, there was a leak of information from someone that worked in Square, but it was total bullshit. So it was a complete horseshit leak that someone was saying that the first game is going to end at potentially, City of the Ancients and stuff like that, just like the first disc does in FF7. That was just some weirdo goofball that was talking stupid shit, and people were believing him. So we're still back to square one as far as like understanding what the hell is going on in the game, what the hell is going to be happening, and we don't know whether or not this is going to end at Midgar. And I personally think it will. I personally think that FF7 Remake Part 1 is probably going to be a Midgar game. Just a much bigger, more sprawling, more impactful, more story-driven, and more focused Midgar game. So, who knows? It could be, maybe suddenly it's all one game, but they have said that it is going to be a multi-disc sort of title still. What's the over-under on Tifa showing up? I think Tifa showing up tomorrow or later today has a very high probability. I think they specifically left her out. They teased her sort of in the previous trailer because she was literally in the party. And I think they're saving it. Like, they're saving it so that they can maybe go over other stuff. But I personally, I really do think that this first episode of FF7 is going to be about the city. It's going to be about establishing this relationship of these characters. But then you have to think, like, how many characters are going to be playable? It's pretty much going to be Aerith, Cloud, Barret, and Tifa. And maybe Red 13 towards the end? Like, I don't know. That would happen very late in the game, and I would think that might have to get changed in some way. But I really want to see, like, how are they changing this Sephiroth stuff? Like, Sephiroth having all these crazy ghosts and shit. Like, how is that going to work into it? I can't wait, man. And if they were willing to make Heidegger a regular muscular man, and I am now officially worried about Tifa. If they were willing to do this to this character, who knows what they're gonna do to Tifa? She's gonna have like a clown nose for a face. Who knows at this point? We don't know. But I'm sure we're gonna find out sooner than later.